Hello and welcome to the Big Break Podcast, episode 39 for the week of November 1st, 2015. I'm your host, James Lee, and with me today we have Ravenstorm.
Hi there.
And Max Lee.
Hey.
Welcome back, Max. I know you're gone.
Oh, glad to be back.
Yep, welcome back.
Yeah, I got a lot to catch up on with this podcast.
Mm-hmm. You've missed a lot of our great moments. Our finest podcast literary. We did things.
So I've been told.
I'll give you like a one paragraph synopsis of what we were doing. I'm kidding. You can always listen to the podcast on our YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com//
some weird URL because we're not verified yet.
Yeah, but it's okay because you'll know where to find us. We'll have the link in our description and everything.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that'll be on
and our link to Oddendum.com.
That's right. This is our inaugural podcast for the website, and I would like Ravenstorm. Why don't you take it away?
All right, so Oddendum.com is something it's a pile of ideas right now, sitting in a Google Drive file that is misspelled, by the way. It's spelled Addendum.
Addendum?
No extra D, no third D, which is kind of funny. And we're kind of structuring it into our own creative platform. There are things that, social media sites are great because everyone's on them. Like when you share something, you share it and it's immediately accessible by your group of friends or whoever follows you, or that sort of thing. But the traditional blog and the sort of the webzine of old, I feel like it had something more personal about it, and it gave the contributors, the authors, the people working on it more room to express themselves. And so James and Max and I basically brainstormed this idea of just starting a website where we could put our stuff. We could be like our little portfolio, or like just an example of our work, and we could all do our own creative things and upload it there to share with everyone, and it'll look good. It'll be a good experience in teamwork and getting things done. And producing this website, it's a big undertaking,
It's a lot. It's going to be great because we're going to have all sorts of things. We'll have articles, we'll have videos at some point, and of course we'll have our podcast here. And basically we'll just be able to just share like our knowledge with you guys. It sounds kind of condescending to say, it's like,
yeah, but the point is, like, the premise is that we all have interesting and unique perspectives, and we think that interesting and unique perspectives deserve to be. We're helping each other to share them. Okay, we're all doing something that helps everyone else. Mm-hmm. It's pretty great.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll have resources and we'll have like just really interesting things to read and look at. Just for you guys.
It should be like a nice place to sit, like the inside of a bookstore or something, where you just sort of chill out for a while and read something, consume some content in a nice, well thought out format. Mm-hmm. It's not like glaring. It's not the glaring sort of cardboard cutout thing that a social network profile gives you. It's like, here, fill in the blank for your name here, and that's your profile.
Yeah.
We want to get a little bit more funky with it.
Exactly. So, in the coming weeks, you'll be able to see this website grow. Right now, it's a little seed, and it's got that little sprout coming out.
Yeah. Well, right now, I actually have a gag on the page. It says seedendum. It says the line, "Think of it as a seed," and then the logo, the O, is replaced with a seed, and it's just and it says, instead of saying addendum, it says seedendum. It's yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We'll be doing some fun stuff with the website.
Oh yeah, it's comedy infused at this point. We're not getting away from it.
Oh yeah.
It's not professional, but we're not professionals, so that's okay.
Mm-hmm. At least we'll make it look good, though.
It's going to look. It is beautiful.
Yeah, Ravenstorm has been working very hard at it, so, and I expect no less from
Been thinking very hard about it.
conceptualizing so hard. Yeah.
That's the funny thing about web design, though. That it's all about the concepts. It's not really so much about actually being able to do it as so much as being able to come up with a way to make this simple, to make it work. You have
Hmm.
to think about that first, and it's an iterative process.
Hmm.
Iterative.
Iterative. So
Um, yeah, go ahead.
so go ahead. So this week onto the podcast. But yeah, you so again you'll be finding everything, all this stuff. We'll have to you know post on the website in the coming
Hmm.
weeks. Any previews you want to give, Ravenstorm? Do you have any previews?
We have quite a few of our people writing articles right now. I know that you've written a couple articles, one
Hmm.
on supersaturation of the shooter genre in video
Yes.
games,
Yes.
and Taylor Kelsey has written an article on minimalism and how that's been affecting his life lately. Uh, I believe has Max written something?
I am going to.
He's
Been
got he's got
co-writing.
he's got something. It's a little bit on the morbid side, right?
Um, Depends on who you ask.
It'll be an interesting.
Uncomfortable laughter.
It has to do with specific theme or genre of video games, but I'll go on to that when I actually write it.
All right, cool. I'm working on a little project I'm calling Stock Plus, just as the working title. Uh, it's just taking my One Android smartphone and seeing like what are the farthest capabilities of this amazing hardware that I have in my pocket.
I have some phone things to talk about later at the
Yeah,
podcast at the end.
for sure. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. So on to this week's topics. We have two topics that I've came up with, but of course you guys are free to add to that. And hopefully, as the website gets more popular, I'll ask our viewers and users to contribute things they want us to talk about, and I
Do
think
you
that'll be
guys
fun.
think a newsletter style thing would be a good idea? Just like a little weekly email that goes out that says, "Hey, look, fresh content."
Yes,
Huh.
and it's even better to send it out on the weekend when everyone's
Yep.
bored out of their minds, have nothing to do.
We should have. I'd send it out like Friday at 3 o'clock. That's honestly the
Sounds like a
best
good
time.
time.
Yeah,
The best time.
yeah. So this week we have two topics. We have what was it? It was there was something about drones. There was drone news, but
Drone
And
news.
the
Is this
other
bad
one
for
was
my
Twitch.
racing dream?
maybe.
Yes.
And then
Oh.
Twitch has some funny things they did this week. Oh, by the
Okay.
way, how was you guys'
Cool.
Halloween? How did you guys celebrate Halloween this year?
I think I discussed a small child who grabbed. Okay, so I was at Taylor's house fixing his computer,
Hmm.
determining. Okay, let's talk about this story
Oh, this is a
tangentially for a
great
moment.
story.
Oh.
This is a great story.
Okay,
So
so
three
you
weeks
start
ago,
out. Yeah, you start out.
So 3 weeks ago, Taylor texted me saying, my computer is blue screening. It just blue screens every 2 minutes or so, and I don't know what's going on with it. And I'm like, okay, so what's wrong with it? Well, and like I kind of try to go through the good old diagnosis things, and of course I'm 2 hours away, so I can't really just go to his house and kind of diagnose the problem. I have to kind of just ask him questions and see what he gives me. And he just tells me all the different things, and it's like everything else is fine, everything, but it just keeps blue screening every 2 minutes, and I'm just very concerned because he hasn't really changed his system at all. He was just starting to upgrade to Windows. He's going to do a fresh install of Windows 7, but then suddenly this starts happening. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. So I think then, like at that point, I think he calls you over, right?
Yes. I had heard that James was helping Taylor for some time, and that I offered my help with the computer because I can go over and just grab it and look at it and actually do these things and run these tests for myself, right? And so I took it home and it sat on my desk for quite a few days before I got to it. And I spent several long, frustrating hours trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with it. It was just unresponsive. The hard drive, the operating system had been messed up. There was just like it wasn't recognizing USB. It was really it was out there,
It was a
and
mess.
it would blue screen like constantly. You do anything, you start in safe mode, blue screen. You start normal, blue screen. You check disk, blue screen. Just like ridiculous. Anyhow, uh, ended up running some memory tests and said that there was some bad memory on it. Um, I thought I'd fixed it, but apparently not, because when I sent it home back to Taylor, thinking full well that it would work, it started blue screening again. And so I spent my Halloween over at his house trying to figure this out. And eventually we figured it out. And although James had gone to the trouble of buying Taylor a new motherboard,
That
a
was kind of
brand new
funny.
motherboard, it turns out that it's only a stick of RAM, one stick of RAM,
One stick of
Oh
RAM.
my
that
god.
was causing this just catastrophic problem.
I was trying to diagnose all the problems because I was like, well, is it maybe his video card? Because I know my brother has been having some terrible issues with his video card, and it's been crashing his computer every like 3 hours or so. And it was like a similar model. It was like an AMD card as well. And I don't like to generalize AMD cards, and I'm sure AMD cards are good, but like every experience I've had with them so far has been fairly negative, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Taylor's had his
yeah.
trouble. My brother his trouble, and
My
it's just
younger brother has an AMD card in his rig, and it's just like bad.
well, it's
It's
just
just
yeah.
well, no. The thing is, it like gives him graphical errors
Ooh,
Yeah.
that like are just
that's
like
tough.
these large, stretched out textures, so you can see people around corners and stuff.
Giving
Sometimes
him a graphical advantage.
it does. Taylor is going to join us
In
mid
20 minutes.
podcast.
Oh,
Mid podcast.
this is gonna be great.
Da 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 da.
He's asking me what's the TeamSpeak server. Does he not have it
I
saved?
just sent it to him.
Alright then. Alright.
That'll be good. That'll be good to have Taylor on, because then we'll get his perspective of the whole thing. It was
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good. We'll
That's
have
really
the
great.
man himself on. Speak of the devil, Taylor
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
User was moved to your channel.
Hello.
Hi Taylor.
Hello.
Welcome
Hey,
to the
Taylor.
show.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. First time, long time.
Dude.
How you been?
I've had a really good day. Internet yesterday was great too.
Wow.
So good.
Why so? How so? How so? How so?
Well, yesterday Ravenstorm came over and we had fun.
Ah, we
Today
were
I hung out
just-
with the girl, so I had fun.
Yeah.
Yay, Taylor, for not being alone.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I would recommend it.
So, we were just talking about how your computer has had trouble for the past 3 weeks,
Correct.
and how it boiled down to just one stick of RAM.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. I like.
Did you go through the whole story?
We just about finished it, but we
Okay.
want to see like how you felt about the entire charade.
I want you to tell the narrative to see how it compares against our half of the narrative.
I mean,
Because we've
just-
discussed this before you got here.
It was just like shit don't work. We went to Ravenstorm. Ravenstorm was like shit don't work, and then it worked. And it came back to me, and then it didn't work. And then we swapped like a bunch of parts in our computers, and then it some kind of sort of worked. And then and then we just took out one fucking stick of RAM, and everything's a-okay.
Taylor
Wipe my hard
has
drive
a
for, like, no
busted
reason.
graphics card fan also, which I think
Yes.
might be important to repair.
Yeah.
Might be.
That won't be too big of an issue because that fan you could probably replace pretty easily.
Mhm.
Just look
I
at
just
it.
blow on it every once in a while.
Yeah. Just rinse it off with some water. Don't do that, by the way.
Oh god, no.
Cool down, champ.
Cool,
It's
yeah,
water cooled.
liquid cooling, dude. It's a mister for my liquid cooling.
You missed your fucking computer.
What are you,
You know, you
talking
just gotta
about, dude?
keep it gentle.
I run a solid 30 FPS all the time.
I have like a little drip thing, so if I just turn on the...
Oh, yeah.
it goes-
When you said that you were like you and Ravenstorm were swapping parts, I could just imagine you guys on two separate tables just throwing like CPUs and motherboards like across the tables and like
That
just
was
swapping them
that was
in and
like
out.
a less glorious that was a more glorious version than what was happening. We were listening to some 80s garbage music and having a good time watching the best of Giant Bomb.
Mhm.
And there was one kid who came to the door and he took a fistful of candy from
Yeah,
Taylor without
the
saying
guy's a
anything.
prick. The kid opened the, oh, hi! And then I put him the candy. He says nothing, stares at me, looks at the candy, and puts as much as he possibly can in one hand,
Oh my
and then
god.
checks it over a second time and sees there's a full-size candy bar and went for it. And then didn't say thank you. He just turned around and left, and then dropped a light pop on the porch.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Wow,
it
kids are
was
dicks.
yeah,
But he was the
kids
one
are
guy we
dicks.
had, so I still had to give him something. It's like, we're not going to keep all this candy.
I guess so. Yeah, I had I had no visitors to my apartment,
Nice.
which was good because we didn't have candy. I mean, if they did, my roommate had like, those Fiber One bars.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Not a
What
great
kid
candy.
wants those on
Not
Halloween?
not a great candy.
Yeah.
A decent lunchtime snack, sort of, but not a
But
good.
not a
They're
candy.
tasty. They're tasty,
Not as tasty as
kinda.
candy though.
Not as tasty. Yeah, they're candy bars, but
My problem
they're
with
not...
those Fiber One bars is that they get really salty. Like there's like I feel salt in the back of my throat when I eat them. It's really weird and disgusting.
I feel salt in the back of my throat a lot of the time. It's all the
Always
rage
salty.
and anger.
especially
that I have.
after you lose like a Counter-Strike match.
Yeah, no. Speaking of which, anyone who's been following my rank over the past few, I don't even think I've ever mentioned it in the podcast, so I'm going to leave it that way. Actually,
Okay, all right.
I want you to know how much of a scrub I am.
Yeah. There's a tournament this week actually. The CS:GO Cluj-Napoca. I can, if there's anything I took away from that tournament, I learned how to pronounce Cluj-Napoca.
Good.
Great. That'll
Yeah.
come in handy.
Yeah, definitely. What was weird though was that tournament actually it didn't reach peak viewership. Last tournament which was in Cologne, Germany. Germany this time. I got it right this time. It reached like 1.3, 1.2 million
Mhm.
viewers. This one, like, it didn't even reach 1 million. It reached maybe 900,000 viewers.
That's strange.
I mean, to be
I mean,
fair, there was a
I
lot of
didn't
other
watch
tournaments
it.
going. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of other tournaments going on. There was like LC, like League Worlds, finals.
Mhm.
There's some StarCraft stuff, some Hearthstone stuff, Dota stuff, StarCraft stuff. Like there's like
Halloween.
actually like Halloween. So like it was just a bad weekend to, I don't know why they just decided this weekend to be like, hey, let's have every single esport have championship finals, but
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
I guess whatever. That's whatever. I thought it was a pretty boring. It was a decent showing. The production quality was really good. I really liked the way they did their replays, and like the camera angles were pretty cool. Like they do this thing in the camera in the in-game camera where like they just sweep across the entire map,
Oh, nice.
and that's in like real time. And I thought that was really cool. And then they did a lot of good replays and like really cool stuff. But I mean, it wasn't as hyped up as other tournaments have been.
I think that like that's totally reasonable. Like not every tournament's going to be the best tournament ever,
Right. Yeah.
and even though it is the pro teams playing, like I know about a couple. I don't even know much about esports in general, but I just know that ESL one is a big one,
ESO one
you
is a
know,
good one. Yeah.
and I've never heard of Cluj-Napoca.
It's DreamHack. It's DreamHack.
Oh,
Oh.
it's DreamHack.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the
well,
DreamHack
I guess that
Open.
is pretty big. That is
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened this weekend. Did you guys? What were your favorite costumes from across the internet this week? Because I'm sure everyone's internet feed, collective internet feeds. I don't care what you browse, but you probably saw like
Oh, it's been
half a
polluted.
dozen,
I've
half
yeah,
a dozen
yeah.
costumes.
Mhm.
I could tell you what
Um,
what I didn't like, mostly because
Yeah.
of what James told me.
What did you not like?
Sriracha costumes, because now I know I'm not original in anything in life.
Sorry, Max. Like,
Why'd you tell him that? That was really mean, James.
I know.
Dude, James,
have.
you're not supposed to be harsh on your friends, telling them they're like meaningless and things like that.
No, he
You
just
need to
said
ease
that
up.
Sriracha was already done plenty of times on the internet.
Ooh.
It's no longer hot.
Ooh.
No, I would say it's still pretty hot.
Was
God damn it.
I think Taylor set
God
himself up
damn.
for that one. Sorry,
Oh,
Taylor. That one's on
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That one's on you.
That's fine.
Yeah, I enjoyed. I spent my Halloween reading Will Smith just harp on almond joys. It's been really entertaining to do.
Will Smith, what?
Not Will Smith the actor. Will Smith.
You said Will Smith, and then you said nothing. And
Yeah,
then
you
said
it's been
nothing.
entertaining.
Oh, I read.
I was reading Will Smith. He's
I was
great.
reading Will Smith.
I was reading Will Smith's
I've read those
tweets.
two words over and over again. I'm really enjoying
I
it.
was hoping you were gonna say Will Smith's biography, and I was like,
Oh.
oh my god, that sounds like a funny.
Well,
That sounds
this
like
is a
something
story
funny.
all about how. That's
Yeah,
the,
it's,
that's the
it's
whole,
in
that's
that
the whole
kind of
thing.
verse. It's, yeah.
Yeah. No, he was on Twitter last night just bashing almond joys.
Why?
What?
He just doesn't like almond joys. He doesn't like
Yeah,
almond joys.
but why
Doesn't like
does
joy.
he care?
I don't know. He went through great lengths to bash almond joys, and I thought that was admirable.
Good. Good.
At some point, his wife said, "Honey, what are you doing?" He's like talking shit about almond joys
I'm gonna go.
on Twitter.
Ah.
I'll come back later then. Do you guys like almond joys? Just a quick.
I don't like almonds.
I don't like joy.
I think that okay. So the other day, I was requested to bring my friend's mother a Mounds bar,
Oh.
and who the hell has a Mounds bar? Is my question. Mounds is evil. It's dark chocolate and coconut, and it's flavorless and evil.
Yeah,
It's
That doesn't sound too bad to me.
it's not too bad, but I mean, like of all the candy bars, it's the least exciting ever.
it's just
And
coconut.
It's
and
and it's slightly bitter.
I would
because it's, like,
prefer.
dark chocolate.
I would prefer if it was just like almond joy without the almond, and then it was milk chocolate over coconut.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be
That's
great.
the thing. It's like it's what it could be, but it's just not.
Like I don't understand why people just don't make that. Why they don't just make that.
It would be great. Like almondless almond joy, because the almond is just like an unwelcome presence. If you
Yeah.
ask me.
It's like a
Then
gimmick.
it's just called
It's-
joy.
It's a
yeah,
gimmick.
and also they say joy on it, like as if like that makes it good.
But
I never
it's
like being told how to feel in all my media,
Right,
especially
exactly.
my candy
It's like
bars.
it's like do you ever get like nougat mirth? That never
Mirth?
comes. Mirth.
Earth?
It's a never there.
caramel melancholy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called caramel and calling. Get it right.
Oh,
Oh my god.
caramel and
Caramel.
bad. That's
Oh,
a
melon
bad
that's fucking
combination
full
of
of caramel.
flavors.
Oh my god,
That
that
would
is so
be
good.
delicious.
Yeah.
So
How did we get here?
that's what I spent my weekend thinking about. I just spent this my weekend
Okay.
thinking about how terrible almond joys were, or that's what Will Smith did.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways, I think we have actual topics this week to talk about.
Do we?
You mean almond joys
like
wasn't a real
Will Smith
topic?
does? Like Will Smith has actual topics to talk about this week?
Oh, actually, I actually almost forgot to mention that Oculus. I think they're doing like a VR social thing.
Ooh.
Let me. Yeah, so it's the for Gear VR actually. It's the Oculus Social Alpha. It's like an alpha version, alpha test of the social of this Oculus Social thing, and I guess it's basically you sit in a like a movie theater with your friends. That's it. That's it. So like you and your friends, like I guess you do it across the internet. You sit and then you all get together, and then sit in a movie theater together and watch movies.
Dude, that's
A
kind of rad.
virtual movie theater?
That's
Yeah.
kind of rad.
Yeah.
Like,
What's playing on the movie screen?
I like at first like on the surface it sounds super dumb. It's like, why don't you guys just go to the movie theater?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But I think I could find a use for it. Like for example, like I'm 2 hours away from you guys, and like if I wanted to watch, I don't know, The Martian or something, which I will tonight. by the
or
way.
Star Wars.
Or Star Wars, right? And
Yeah.
we could all put on the headset and we could all get together and watch a movie together.
Yep.
I think that's
in
without
yeah.
without leaving the comfort of our homes. So
our battle stations.
yeah. I mean, why sit in those sticky, probably disgusting movie theater chairs when you could sit on your luscious couch or bed.
When I can sit in my sticky, probably disgusting
Swivel
office chair.
I gotta ask.
But it's your sticky, disgusting
how do you-
office
how-
chair.
how
That's what
does-
matters.
James, do you know enough about this technology to answer questions?
Ask me a question, and then maybe I'll be able to answer it.
Okay, so that's a good policy. Um, so, how does this? How are you sitting there with your friends? Does it just simulate? Like, does it do something simple like simulate their position by changing the volume that you get through the headset, or
I think
do
that's
you
what it
actually
is.
see them? Because if you actually see them, that's nutty.
Do you see them in
And-
the theater wearing their stupid
Yeah.
fucking goggles?
Yes, that's what would be funny.
I think it's
just
probably like it's probably like avatars, like you see your friend's avatar, like in a.
Oh,
I guess it'd be more.
that
Mine's a
would be-
centaur.
I guess it's more
me.
akin to those weird Gary's mod servers where you could just like watch like TV with your friends on a Gary's mod server.
oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I can see that. That works. Also, Gary's Mod 2.
Yeah.
It's
That's
all
coming
for the
sometime.
VR. It's
Yeah,
all for the VR.
yeah.
Gary's Mod 2, Revengeance.
Gary's mod 2, Electric Boogaloo. Gary's mod
Gary's
3.
Mod 2, Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Don't make that joke, man.
I have to wonder.
Not
Okay,
funny.
I have to bring this up.
It hurts.
I didn't really like Half-Life 2 all that much, or Half-Life for that matter.
Our next topic.
Yes.
It's more of a Half-Life series has been more of a it's more of a tech demo.
What?
Oh, I
It's
guess
a good
so.
game.
Well, it's a
Fuck
game. It's a
you.
game. It's a game. It's a good game too. But like Valve uses it. Like they do a lot to showcase their technology on
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
how
Half-Life
cool
games.
it used to be to shoot boards and they'd like break.
the physics.
Oh yeah, well, that's
But I
cool.
played that game like 4 years after it came out, and I still really enjoyed it.
I
Mm.
call me heretic, but I have yet to finish even the first Half-Life. I want to wait until like the full Black Mesa is released so I could like go
Oh.
through it properly.
Well, I'm pretty sure
It's basically done.
I'm pretty sure the current Black Mesa source won't be very different from the full release.
Okay.
It's
thought it was
like
missing,
more
like, the second
polished.
half, though.
Gameplay is still a little bit better than old Half-Life, but still feels outdated.
Okay.
Like the old Doom doesn't feel that outdated. Maybe it's because it's old enough that feels
It's just like
classic
its
instead
own
of
gameplay style.
yeah. I didn't like Half-Life's gameplay.
I see.
Mm.
I see. Okay.
Good,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not alone.
Okay. So okay, the other topic was was that there's a lot of manufacturers with these quadcopters. I try to not call them drones because drones it's such a
It's a bad word.
it's
slander.
No, it's not. It's one of those phrases that the media uses. I forgot what buzzword. It's a buzzword. It's more of a buzzword than anything else, which is
The
funny
hover
because-
word.
Yeah. But it's more of a buzzword that people use to provoke controversy. Really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like synergy.
No. It's like because people like there's two types of drones. There's like people think of the mainstream media. It's
the military
the
strike
military
drones that will
military
kill you.
strike drones that kill civilians, and then there's the
Hobbyist-
Quadcopters.
hobbyist
R-
quadcopters.
RC planes 2.0.
And
like,
using like one word to describe those two things is like just really disingenuous. I feel.
Yeah.
like if you it's like yeah, it's like calling fireworks IEDs. Like it's just a bad idea.
or
It's a
or
bad
like
idea.
or like kitchen knives and rocket launchers are both weapons.
Yeah, like we have weapons. I bought some weapons at Walmart today, and I'm like, oh,
You can do that.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
I have, and will.
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
So anyway, because people are like, part of it's kind of a lot of fear mongering. A lot of it is, and another part of it is just like a lot of just privacy conscious people. But with the popularity of with the increase in popularity of these quadcopter drones, manufacturers are starting to make things to combat that, like anti-drone weapons, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's awesome, dude.
So what it basically is that like it's like, and not gonna lie, the way like the thing like the way these look are like do not scream I just want to be left alone. They do not
They,
scream that at all.
they look like guns.
They look like a straight up like AR-15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
With a shorter barrel. That's basically what they look
Like
like.
this thing has a freaking like EOTech like holographic sight on it, like, and pistol grips, and it's just.
What does it do? What does it shoot?
Oh, so what
Oh.
it does is it shoots beams. No, it shoots like, because these Wi-Fi's are generally these drones are generally powered off, like, or they usually communicate with their pilot using like Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It kind of just like overloads Wi-Fi signals or
Oh, okay.
signals in general to it's like a jamming device basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't. What do you like? Do you guys think that's? I mean, I guess. Well,
Honestly-
first of all, there's an issue because the FCC has a blanket ban on jamming devices. So
Oh.
Which is why they talk to the NTIA when they want these weapons to be legalized. Of course, most agencies are not able to get around the FCC, but the few that are go to the NTIA to get their jamming guns approved.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Honestly, I would personally like to have just a general data transmission like shield, like something I can just put on my belt and press when I want to be left completely alone. You know?
Like a little like it's gonna be like a little button, and then like a Faraday cage just pops out in front of you. Like
Basically.
just you're enclosed in a Faraday cage.
Basically.
There is more, like apparently there's a different type of gun that allows you to hijack the thing and see what the camera is seeing without the user knowing that his drone has been hijacked. And I was thinking, isn't there a lot of room for mischief or crime that's possible with this? Not just against drones. If this is a jamming gun, can it jam other things as well?
Well, yeah, of course, and this goes both ways too, because I think earlier this week, a drone was shot down over, or it crashed or was shot down over a prison. I forgot what state it was, carrying drugs, porn, prison things, cigarettes.
Okay, how about this? How about
Half a
this?
pound of drugs.
But see, this is the problem with media representation is that drones didn't do this. Someone did this. Someone wanted to smuggle those things. It's not like
It's just a means, right?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
means. Like, would you rather he have put it in someone's ass? It would like is
Let's
that-
ban buttholes, guys.
Yeah, let's you gotta sew them shut, dude. It's a aesthetic improvement.
So gross.
Ow.
Yeah, exactly.
So gross.
See, it's like drones are cool.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that drones don't go away before I can afford them. So that's why I'm pro drone right now.
Pro drone.
I think that like cell phones, this is like saying, oh, your cell phone could it's a privacy risk. I think people long ago struggled with that, but I don't, and I don't think any of us do. I don't think most people do who walk around with smartphones. They're not like, oh, this camera could be recording me right now. Well, it very well could, you know?
Like, I think the general rule is that as long as you don't fly over public property or even over people, really, you're perfectly fine, and it's perfectly legal for you to fly your drone. As a matter of fact, a few months ago, I think, this guy's drone was shot down, like with a shotgun, and the owner.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
the
I've read
owner
about
and
that.
the owner of the drone was like, dude, you shot down my drone. And then the guy who shot it down was like, no, dude, you were trespassing. And hey, lo and behold, there's GPS data on that drone. And it turns out when the drone was shot down, it was not flying over the private property. So
Yeah. The guy still tried to fight the actual data though.
yeah, so
Failed, of course, but still.
yeah, so it's a scary world out there for people who fly drones and people who do not like drones. So just another chapter.
It's just strange because it seems like these things are becoming so accessible, and it seems like there's a very specific sort of person who wants to do these things. And I think there's an even smaller and even more specific subset of people who want to do bad things with the drones. And it's just like it's so tiny. It's so tiny.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah.
Question. Were people ever that bothered with quadcopters before they were called drones?
That's a good question because I remember seeing like at least like 7 years ago seeing these things and I'm saying, wow, that is really cool and really expensive. It's $1,000, but it's like an RC helicopter with 4 propellers.
It was just RC helicopters, really. That's what they were considered.
And even before then, RC helicopters had cameras on them. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
No.
They just weren't as efficient and powerful as drones are.
yeah.
The power to weight ratio of those things is insane. They're like little flying bricks that can go along at highway speeds. Weird.
Okay.
Well, what else is on the itinerary?
On an itinerary, Twitch this week. I think Taylor, you might know a lot about this. Really, Twitch this week announced their creative section for Twitch streaming. So usually Twitch is about just gaming, right? It's originally made for streaming your video games and watching people play video games, but Twitch is but the popularity of Twitch has made it branch out more to that. So now you see the creative aspect of Twitch, and from that we get Twitch. I guess creativity. I don't know. It's just like it's Twitch creative, and basically it's just like it's just where people could do musicians, artists, and all those people can stream them. I guess creating things. Which is awesome.
Okay.
I think. I think it'd be awesome to watch your favorite webcomic artist draw the next panel, right?
Instead of working on a smaller streaming site that gets them less money.
Yeah, that too, right? I mean, there are streaming sites for artists, but it's
They're small.
They're small, yeah. I mean, I guess this kind of kills the audience
competition
it kills the competition, but this is what it is.
I mean, isn't that a good thing though? Doesn't that mean that it'll be accessible to more people, and then that more people will be able to share their ideas and shit?
Exactly. Like the point of art, right, is to share it, right?
I'd think so. I don't.
Almost all. I mean, it's hard to generalize art because it's such a broad thing, but generally, people want to share their art, and the bigger audience you have, the better. So this is good for artists, bad for the people.
Who needed a big audience? Bob Ross.
So to celebrate this, Twitch started a Bob Ross stream where it was just Bob Ross painting things, his show, and just streamed, and he just watched it on Twitch.
Every single episode of the Bob Ross show, which is like at least 100 episodes.
It's 403 episodes over the course of 8.5 days.
I have really underestimated that number.
What?
You can go on there right now. You can go on there right now and watch Bob Ross paint things. And the best thing about that is not watching Bob Ross paint things, but the chat. Well,
Oh.
not good or bad.
Whenever he finishes a painting, the chat says GG.
Yeah. And then there's also ruin. People keep saying ruin. Like every time he starts a new part of the painting, they ruined it. He ruined it. Fun stuff like
Nice.
that. It's just it's almost like commentary on Twitch chat in general, which by the way is not a
Amazing.
fun. Not a. It's awe-inspiring for sure.
That's good phrasing, dude. You're really good at that politically correct phrasing.
Um,
Just weird internet culture is the coolest thing. This is the weirdest, tiniest internet culture mashing with this old TV show.
Yeah.
Great.
yeah. There's even a special Bob Ross Kappa emote.
Really, really.
Yes.
It's like Kappa. It's like the Kappa emote with like the big afro, which I think is pretty great. So yeah, so that's the Twitch creative thing. I think it's pretty good for artists.
For you guys who don't know, this is almost ASMR. It's almost there.
It's just like really pleasant to like.
Pleasant and whispering. It's not like the tingles, I don't think. At least not for me. I'm sure some people do.
Right.
He's not like trying to be ASMR, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hits a lot of the same beats.
He's just pleasant.
What is?
Bob
Yeah.
Ross, like him, like the way he speaks, and
Oh,
just like really
yeah.
gentle. Yeah.
Happy trees.
Let's make some happy trees, guys. Okay, so yeah, so I think, and again, a really good thing for artists. I think. I think I will be. I wonder what artists I follow will be, posting their content to Twitch. I'm really excited to see who shows up and who becomes popular on Twitch through the creative section.
I would totally stream my like fucking around on the mandolin over Twitch. Just like, hey, tune in at 6 o'clock, everyone, to hear Ravenstorm go at it for like just an hour, just like of kind of practicing.
And then all you see in the Twitch chat is like, play Freebird.
Free word. Oh, no, it'll be empty because no one's going to watch it.
Oh.
Well, if you think of it that way, of course it's going to be empty. You have to think of it as if 2 people are going to watch it.
Okay.
That means your
Okay.
family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I exhausted all the topics I have this week. But if you guys have anything, do you guys want to talk about anything?
I want to talk
This
about
week
how
that you guys want
awesome the Tesla is.
I'm pretty sure we established that like several years ago when the Tesla
Of
first came out.
course, of course.
I
of
gotta
course.
go now, guys.
All right.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks for
Bye,
coming, Taylor.
Thanks for having me on. I said
Bye,
like nothing.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Bye, Taylor.
I'm going to Bo Burnham. You guys know who
Oh,
that
have
is?
fun. Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
seen him. All right, good night.
All right. Night.
See ya.
User disconnected from your channel.
There he goes, doing exciting things in his exciting life.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over the Data Break podcast, Teslas.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I've recently happened upon car troubles, and it's been making me consider like, oh, what is the next car that I want? Because I was thinking, I could run just used cars for years. I could just get used cars, and they'll fail along the way, but I could just keep getting cheap used cars. And that's a good economical idea.
Yeah, I guess it gets you where you want to go, and then it's cheap. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then I was thinking, if I can afford it, if I could afford it, what would I want to drive? What's something that, I would want to drive? And I'm more of a station wagon person than a supercar person personally, so my dreams are pretty accomplishable. But a Tesla Model S is just like the highest paragon of pragmatism, and it's eco-friendly, and it's beautiful, and it's fast. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos that it destroys like pumped up V8s and turbocharged race cars in its electric silent spaceship glory. It's great, and it's $60,000, which is fairly accessible.
Yeah, it's it's not a Porsche. Well, Porsches, I don't know how much they cost. I'm sure they run around that price range too. But if you ask me would I get a Porsche or a Tesla, I would say Tesla every single day for the rest of my life.
Yes. And the only thing that really bugs me about it is that okay, so recently they started to offer a battery upgrade for the owners of the Tesla Roadster, which was released back in 2000. Yeah, that was like their first one. And it's interesting that they treat their cars not so much like cars, like get a new one when a new one comes out, more than they do just like hardware. They've upgraded the software several times, and they're they're providing like backward support. It's awesome. They're offering this battery pack that'll make the Roadster go 30% farther. And it's tens of thousands of dollars, I'm pretty sure, but
Just
it's
to
not a new
support an old
car.
Yeah, just to
It's
support
not a
an
new
old car.
car.
But yeah, it's uh, that's the thing though, because you have to be a car manufacturer. You have to be able to like support your car for years. Like it's like I need this screw or this weird metal bracket for my 1989 Camry that I bought in the UK, right? Like this is a very specific part, and as a car manufacturer, you have to be able to provide that part, like just straight out. Like I mean,
Yep.
I think after a while, the manufacturer just gives up, but but third party guys will happily take care of that for you. And like
And
it's insane. It's just insane how hard it is to support cars.
yes, it is. But
Because
with so few models and so few years, these are actually pretty well supported. Like I trust it because it's a private independent dealer.
Yeah.
You're buying a tech product from a tech company. That's what's happening there. You're not buying a car from a Detroit car manufacturer or any of the big names all from all over the world. You're buying from an independent tech company that made a car.
my
It's
favorite
awesome.
my favorite thing about buying a Tesla, as a saying as if I bought one before.
Yeah, of course.
The best thing
Yeah.
about like being able to buy a Tesla is that you don't have to go through some dealership and deal with some like schmozy, greasy car dealer dude and try like have him like try to upsell you and all that.
Yep.
You could just go you go online, you go to the store, or you go online even. You can go to They do have like stores. They don't have dealerships. They have stores in malls, and where they have one or two Teslas that you could look at, in person, but you could just talk to the salesperson. They're not like a car dealership salesperson. They're like the geniuses at the Apple store or something, right? They're just like here to inform you and help you out with your purchase. They're not there to try to sell you something, I don't think.
I mean, it's
Well,
like if you're walking in there, they're obviously going to be showing it off.
Yeah.
But that like it's a great thing.
But by the time you're just saying, "Hey, can I buy one?" You've already made your decision.
Oh yeah, of course.
They don't need to help. They don't need to like pull you
Yeah.
over to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Ah,
so like that, and you're just it's as if you're just buying, a USB cable from Amazon almost.
basically. And the thing is that this reading about this battery thing and their backwards compatibility thing, it's awesome because that makes me feel comfortable with, say, investing in one so that, and yeah, in 10 years when the company's bigger and the batteries are better, I can just plop a new one into my car,
Hopefully, I mean,
or
time
something
will
like
tell.
that.
To be
Oh,
fair,
of
time will
course,
tell.
of course, of course.
I mean, people like a lot of companies will say. I mean, generally companies have been pretty good about supporting their devices and their stuff, and like, but right now Motorola is in a huge stink because they said that they would support some of their phones, and they're not updating them anymore.
Well,
They just like
Motorola is it's ancient. Motorola invented the cell phone, but
Well, I mean, yeah, but like for their smartphones, like they're not like their phones that they said that they would promise, the Android 6.0 update. They said, "Lol, JK, never mind." And
really,
yeah,
that's not professional.
I mean, they
that's
didn't say
terrible.
they didn't say lol, JK. Like, they were like,
Well, of course,
"We are
of
no
course.
longer supporting this phone or these phones."
But that's like saying, "Oh, hey, you had a lifetime warranty. Now we changed our mind."
Yeah,
Yeah, that's terrible.
and honestly, that has happened before because
Oh yeah, totally.
to like companies that have gone under, but
Yeah.
to companies that have gone under, and like by that point, it's like, you should have seen that coming or something like that, right?
Something, yeah. God. What I got an email from OnePlus the other night,
Oh,
by the way.
oh, I know what you're talking about. But go ahead.
They have a new phone.
They do.
They have the OnePlus X.
I need to take you up on that later, but
Oh,
it's a 5-inch
it's
1080p phone. It's smaller than the OnePlus One or the OnePlus Two.
hmm
It's got, decent specs. Camera is not super. It's 13 megapixels. It's whatever,
okay.
but it's got expandable storage.
Yep, that's the big thing. And also the construction looks just stunning.
Yeah, it looks really good. I mean,
It looks
it looks a lot
beyond
like an
stunning.
iPhone. It looks a lot like an iPhone.
iPhone folks know what they're doing, by the way.
They do, and credit to Apple. That's a well designed phone. I mean, enough still so that HTC made like almost a carbon copy of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Damn.
yeah, no, the the OnePlus X looks like a phenomenal phone and it's the best part is like it's $250. Like it's
Not bad.
it's cheap for a smartphone of that caliber.
Yep. I was just telling my dad about that today because he says that over in the Philippines, he's going back there for a few months to visit his family over there.
All right.
And
Uh,
and he says that over there, smartphones are like really expensive, like the equivalent of $600, $700.
that's a lot.
Yeah. Just because they're off carrier, there's no one to subsidize them, and they have to buy them retail. And I just think that's terrible. And I hope that
What do you
people
mean
over
it's
there
terrible that they have to buy in retail?
that what do
Because
you
they're
mean?
incredibly expensive that way.
Yeah, they're $700 to $800.
Well, in fairness, that's what you should be paying for your phone in the first place. I mean, it's not. I mean, you should not be paying $700 to $800 a phone. But people in the United States are pretty deluded as to how much their phones actually cost.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Like that's the issue because, well, to me at least, because like
it's cost no, but the thing is, I think it's like cost over time. It's much more inconvenient to pay $700 out of pocket
Oh.
than it is to
Yeah.
pay it on a payment plan
Yeah.
or be woven into your bill, even if it is more expensive.
that's true. I mean, yeah, that's. I guess if you don't have financing options, like because I think they should just straight up like they have to be honest about it, and they should not say to $1 or whatever with contract. They should be saying they should finance your phone for
Yes.
however many dollars a month.
Yes.
You should not be saying $2 with contract because like that just says to the person, I bought this device for $2, like $1 or $200.
Yeah, that's yeah, no.
Don't do that. And I'll talk to you guys about the cost of phones these days in general because boy do I have something to tell you.
Go.
Well, no, because about what I've been testing,
Oh, okay, cool.
playing around with. Anyways, yeah. So the OnePlus X looks really fantastic. And it's a smaller
It's got
phone too.
ceramic backing.
Yeah, and like I think they have like a special version which is like even better, which has even better materials made, and it's like a little bit more expensive. But yeah, it looks like a pretty good phone, and it's got expandable storage which is like the best thing ever. I'll tell you guys more about how awesome expandable storage is in a bit.
For sure.
So yeah, that's. Is there anything else? There was the Arkham Knight thing that Arkham Knight's back. Arkham Knight is it's back on PC and it's still a little bit buggy, but at least
Not just a little bit.
it's still pretty buggy.
From what I've read, basically, I think the developers have gave up. The code is so bad that the only way for them to fix it for PC is to basically just redo the whole thing from bottom up. Like,
Are you kidding me?
imagine,
Are you kidding me?
imagine Red Dead Redemption, how it can never even be on PC because of how poorly written it was. Think close to that.
I just like I
So they
can't
gave
help.
up.
I can't help but like just point at the developers like, you fucked up. Like
So
they
they're
did.
offering refunds until the end of the year.
which
so-
I
or
recommend
That's
it.
insane.
I recommend any person who's like touched that game like just refund it as soon as you can.
Uh,
That
yeah,
sounds
so unless you have top of the line, like really top of the line gaming PCs, you're gonna yeah, your game is gonna run like absolute crap.
oh no. Like but is it like really bad like real like crisis bad or is it
I think
just
you could run a Ravenstorm probably. You got
Yeah, Ravenstorm could run at 60 FPS or at least 30.
at least 30 on a 980 on a GTX 980 and an i5 quad core. Better.
Um, worse, better or worse than Crisis? That is hard to tell.
and I don't mean better or worse in that like how does it look? I just more so as in
Performance.
how's it optimized relative to average hardware nowadays?
I'm pretty sure Crisis runs better on modern hardware these days than Arkham Knight does.
Hmm?
I'm pretty sure the original Crisis could run better than Arkham Knight.
Oh, I'm sure because Arkham Knight's prettier.
Yeah, but also at the same time, Arkham Knight is just horribly written for PC. So
It's
Oh
horribly
yeah.
optimized. Yeah.
No, I'm building the website. I've been getting a lot more into less into the design and more into the developer side of things.
yeah,
And it's really two different approaches you can take, and you have to find a balance between each thing because there's an easy way to do it. There's an easy way to do it that's, appealing and that works well and that's efficient and succinct, but it doesn't look too good, you know? It's not a good experience. And I don't know, I feel like that applies here.
mm. I mean, like they've always been able to fix up the older Arkham games by the time of the Game of the Year editions, but this one they basically decided nothing can be saved. So
Really? Like, was it just that bad? Like, I'm not saying the code necessarily, but was the game like poorly received, or
no, no, no,
why do
no,
they
no. No,
just?
apparently the game is pretty good, at least on consoles. Although there are complaints that 90% of the game is inside the Batmobile. But
Hmm.
it's it's just the performance on PC that's a huge issue, and they can't save that anymore.
I was thinking about something today.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how. Okay, so on the piratebay.com, Pirate Bay or the Pirate Bay dot whatever domain they've shifted to nowadays.
To get away from the
Uh,
FBA, from the
yeah, to get
various.
away from the international copyright people. Um, you can find a variety of PC games which you can download and play for free. Now, I'm not officially endorsing this, but it's there, and you probably know about it already.
We do not
I
condone
hope you do.
piracy here on the Data Break podcast or on the
No,
addendum.com.
that's actually what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about how on that website you cannot find a working copy of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, and and I you can't find a cracked copy of it because the people who've built this game have encrypted it in such a way that it just doesn't crack like the rest of them do.
That's
And
impressive.
yeah, I thought this was very impressive because it's several months into its since its release, right?
It should be cracked by now.
Wait.
It's
Which game again?
Metal
the
Gear Solid
Phantom
5.
Pain,
Metal Gear
Metal
Solid
Gear
5.
Solid
Phantom
5.
Pain. It's wait.
It's not
It's like
cracked.
what 1 or 2 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. What do you mean it's not correct?
Normally
Before I
games
bought the
games hit
game,
the
I
market.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
The games hit the market and then then usually 1 to 2 weeks afterward there's a cracked version.
Yeah,
That's the normal procedure.
yeah.
But this has been months, and that's just interesting to me. And I was thinking about this, like, I was thinking about how it is kind of bad to just download games for free.
Yeah.
Like, when I was younger, it seemed like such a good idea. It's like, hey, I get to play free games. But now that I'm growing older, I'm understanding, like, the relationships between the developer and the players and the media and everything like that. It seems like paying for games from certain studios, whether or not the game is really really good, it it shows like it's your support, it's your voting. It's like, hey, we want you to do more things, so we're going to give you money. And I don't know. it just seems like pirating a game is you're just not paying someone. You're just
Yeah.
not paying them. And it's not like you have to pay them, obviously, but you're just not paying them. They did something and you're benefiting from it and you're not paying them. And that's just it's just kind of ungrateful. And I wish there was like some like way so I could just pay, for example, like $20 for a game that I sort of liked, but $60 for a game that I really, really liked.
I think they call
You
those
know?
sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. But I mean like reliably, you know?
Mm.
Because the option is out there to get a game from 0 to $60, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And there should be an option for in between because some games I believe are truly good and they truly deserve the price that they're valued at. But some games are garbage and they don't deserve that amount of money.
Mm.
Because like Assassin's Creed has gotten lazy. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
It's beautiful, but it's lazy. It's become just this cinematic W plus M1 sort of thing.
I
Can't
wanted
you
to.
say that for every big game? Like any game that's
Yes.
trying to be cinematic. It's pretty, that's all it is. Inside, it's empty.
Right, and I was thinking about this with Grand Theft Auto 5 as well, which I have finished playing. I've since freed up the space on my computer that it once occupied, and I'm wondering, like, I guess at one point the novelty sort of wore off, and it became very video gamey again. Do you know what I mean?
Can you elaborate a little?
All right, so you know how like if you play a game from your childhood, you'll remember it. It's like it's a game. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not something you consume. It's not like a good
It's not like
or
a
a
book or.
service. Yeah, it's a game. It's an experience that you revisit, and it's like it's very detached from reality, I guess. You
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And while at first I was like, this is a very pretty game. It looks really good because it does look very good. But I always think that current gen games look good. I don't think there's ever been a time in my life when the most recent generation of games didn't look amazing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just it seems like everything seems dated almost, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I understand.
Everything seems dated as soon as it comes out. And it's only by like finding a trademark style like Borderlands has uh, that you can keep something around to keep it classic,
Art style is like as graphics get better now. Like people
Hmm.
can't just use graphics to sell their games. You can't just play play a game for the graphics. You
Hmm.
Yeah.
need an art style to keep that together as well.
I think that's great, but
Like yeah, no, that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing too. Like
Yeah.
okay, let's take Skyrim for example because
okay.
um screenshots from Fallout 4 have been released this week by the way.
Oh,
Long story short, they don't look good. They don't
oh,
look great.
Yeah.
It's a Bethesda game, but it doesn't look good even for a Bethesda game to be honest. I in my opinion, I don't play the Fallout games.
oh, they look horrible. Fallout is it's
It's an ugly game in my
it's an
opinion.
aesthetic atrocity. It's like it's bad.
But Skyrim on like the Elder Scrolls games on the other hand, like for some reason they still look good and they're running on the same engine. Let's mind you. So like they're not really trying to put they're still not trying to push the graphical prowess and as far as I know, there's not anything keeping Fallout from being as good looking as Skyrim because like I don't think they're both RPGs. They're both open world RPGs. I don't think there's any huge differences in like their gameplay that make it harder to run, you know?
Right.
Mm.
But
I think that the aesthetic choice, it's just aesthetic design, dude.
yeah, no, it's and here's my point is that the art design for Skyrim was so solid that even though if you got up close to the textures to
Hmm.
it kind of looked kind of crappy,
Yeah.
the game still looked great because of the art style and like the way they framed all the lighting, all the
Yep, they really put work into the way it looked, and they couldn't. I mean, it was the next generation of like. Have you guys played Oblivion?
Yes,
I have not.
I've played a little bit of Oblivion, very little.
It's
But
that talk about outdated gameplay.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was much more RPG like actually. Uh, it was
Which isn't by
Skyrim
any means
almost.
a bad thing, by the way.
No, no, no. Skyrim felt like a first-person shooter Oblivion.
Yeah.
It was kind of strange
Yeah.
at first, actually, but I think that they felt like they had to put extra work in because the Elder Scrolls had a huge following. Uh, whereas I think Fallout, although it is a popular game franchise, I don't think the community and the following was that big, and definitely not as graphics focused. Because I know Oblivion looked great for its time.
Yeah.
It was a next level game for its time.
Yeah. People loved Fallout 3 though. People loved Fallout 3. People were huge Fallout fans.
Well,
So
I mean,
like,
that was the next generation of the Fallout game. You guys played Fallout 2? That was
Very
definitely
different.
less, yeah.
Not even the same.
Not
I would say
even.
it's the same genre. Yeah, different genre. It's top
It,
down. It's more
oh,
like
it's
Diablo.
isometric. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Oh, I see.
so
That makes sense now.
see,
I
but
understand.
but like New Vegas and all the expansions that have come out for 3 and now 4, none of it feels next gen. It still feels like we just got past PS2 level games, guys.
Here comes a PS3
Look,
game.
here comes a prettier game. That's all.
Yeah.
It's still, yeah, it's still the PS3 game.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get Fallout 4. Uh,
I yeah.
I don't. I mean, I'm just not a Fallout person. Maybe maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe it's good, but and maybe I'll wait for some mods to make it look really good because it's been too long since the last Fallout game. So maybe the modders will get good. Get working on that, make it look as good as it can.
Is it on a new engine?
No,
I think
no,
it's just an
it's
updated version of
not.
the old engine.
Oh,
Not.
that's
So,
a
like,
big mistake.
Yeah, big mistake. That's what I thought when that's what I thought
It's
when I
it's your
heard that.
flagship Bethesda. Unless you're working on an Elder Scrolls 6,
Oh,
you
man.
gotta.
Can you
come on.
imagine an Elder Scrolls 6 on a new
Oh,
engine?
I can't.
I would
can't.
cry. I would cry.
I would. I would. I want everything to be photoreal.
Like talking about games that you just come back to.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim is definitely one of them.
Oh, totally,
Like,
dude.
I'm gonna go on the Skyrim hype train for just a little bit. Like, I have the Elder Scrolls the soundtrack for Skyrim sitting on my on my phone on my music library, and sometimes the song Far Horizons pops up in my queue.
Oh, I love that one.
And like every single time, 100% of the time, every time that song plays, like that French horn, there's doo 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 doo. Like I don't care where the fuck I am. I could be on the bus, I could be in my bed, I could be anywhere. I could be in the can listening to music, and then boom, I'm right outside of Whiterun. That's how like
Looking into the valley.
yeah, that's what happens when I listen to that song. Like that's how good I mean, again, it's part of the music too, right?
Dude,
That's the effect of
this-
the music.
Streets of Whiterun, honestly,
Oh.
is like the pure nostalgia track. Like it feels like home in
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so strange, but
Honestly, if I could like sneak speakers into my apartment complex or in my even into my doorway, every time I open the door, I would have that play.
it's just so nice, and it was atmospheric, I guess.
Cuz like
Yeah.
Bethesda is good at making atmospheric.
the
games.
context of that music is so important because you hear that music, that means you're safe, you're home. Time to put all your dragon bones and all your dragon scales away.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sworn to carry your burden.
Your burden's the only person who can apparently kill goddamn dragons.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. But like, I mean that's what the Elder Scrolls games are to me at least. And I don't know if I could get that in Fallout. I don't.
You know what? I think you should give it a chance.
I think
I think
I
that
will.
of all places, 4 is a good place to get on the train.
Okay, we'll see. I still want to wait for graphical mods because the game doesn't look too pretty, in my opinion.
We'll see.
Gameplay
we'll see.
mods.
No, but
We
is-
will see. Yeah, those
is
were
it-
PlayStation 4 screenshots. So
Exactly. I was gonna say it's not a PlayStation 4 game.
no, this is a PC game.
ours through and through.
Yeah.
Belongs to us. It's our precious.
All right.
Yeah,
I think we're heading towards the end of the podcast. I think.
absolutely.
So you know what it's
Indeed.
time for, guys? It's time for what we've been consuming, producing, etc. So
All right.
go ahead, guys.
Oh, Christ. Okay, should I start or should Ravenstorm start?
Max,
I
you
think
start.
I'm.
Oh,
Yeah.
or whoever has. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna end on me because yeah,
You have news.
I have lots of cool stuff to talk about.
I don't
Okay.
have much.
Okay. Well,
I
go
can. I can just go.
Alright.
I have been producing, of course, Addendum.com. Third plug.
ahead. Third plug.
This episode. Uh, uh, our website, our new multiplayer blog, our new cooperative blog. Everyone's going to be contributing, and you too, listeners, can contribute. You can send us an email at what should we make this? We're going to determine this now.
Okay.
What's our support? Our contact line.
What's up? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Contact at addendum.com sounds perfectly fine to me.
Okay, sure. Contact at addendum.com, and you can get your content hosted. If it passes, of course, the scrutiny of our editors.
We have
our blue state male early 20s college age class editors. So, yeah, our demographic. Come on, send us stuff. Send us cool stuff. Anything that makes you think life is wonderful. Go ahead. All right, that's all.
That's all.
And I've
Well-
been playing Rocket League actually for the past 10 minutes.
How is it?
I'm
How
just
is it?
I'm just in the sandbox mode and I'm hitting the ball around and I'm practicing my aerials. I'm not good at them,
Oh.
and it's bad. It's bad. Sometimes I whiff the ball while I'm competing. I just go straight past it, and it's really funny because like it uses up a lot of time and effort to get to that point, but then I just miss somehow, and I'm gonna put it down to not having practiced enough. So that's what I'm doing.
Cool. And you mentioned you were playing Counter-Strike too.
Oh yes, got to Master Guardian Elite today. Actually, I'm very happy with that, and I'm competing with my brother, my younger brother, who's currently a sophomore in high school. We are of the same rank, and we're just destroying.
That's a great way to
it's-
bond. That's a great way.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a duo queue from. It's just perfect. It works really well, and we both have an appreciation for good play and good tactics, and we usually end up leading the teams. So that's been cool.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
James, you're breathing into the mic. You have that for the last 20 minutes or so, or something like that.
Thanks for reminding me.
Stop breathing, James.
We should stop. I was just trying-
Photosynthesis, like real people. Wait.
Like real Soylent.
Soylent Green's made of people.
Soylent Green is made
Max.
of masa harina.
Max, what have you been testing today, or this
Wait,
week,
testing?
or for the past, or what have you been consuming, producing, etc. for the past month?
Let's say producing. Nothing for many months. In fact, I was supposed to be done with Dead Space 1 and starting Dead Space 2 by this Halloween. The second season of Torture Chamber was supposed to start this Halloween, but obviously I am not even a quarter of the way through with the first Dead Space, so I'm really behind on that. So let's see. This month, mostly just hanging out with my dad since he's not in the United States for most of the year. What else?
Nice.
What else? What?
Nice.
Yes. I finally got Metal Gear Solid V.
Ooh,
Specifically V, not 5. There's an actual story reason for why Kojima insists is a V and not a 5.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
What is it? What is it? Tell me.
It's I'm pretty sure Taylor's already said, has he not?
No, I don't know.
Okay, Metal Gear Solid. It's a stealth game in which you play as the greatest soldier in the world, sneaking around doing stealth things in Afghanistan and apparently later in somewhere in Africa.
Mhm.
Takes place sometime in like the 1980s, except due to this universe, things technology is already further ahead. They got cybernetic prosthetic arms, including rocket-powered arms.
And ones that can possess you, right?
I
Spoiler.
I
Oof.
don't know.
Oof. Well, so what do you think of the game so far? Because I mean, sure, everyone's played it. I mean, a
It's
lot of
pretty
people.
good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Th-
How
th-
do you like to play? Do you like to
Also,
play loud, or do you like to kind of do stealth? The stealth thing.
stealth, non-lethal. Because apparently canonically he doesn't kill unless he has to. And speaking of which, starting today, it's getting really hard to do stealth non-lethal because the enemies they're catching up. They're starting to catch
They're
on to what I'm
very
doing.
lethal.
I killed like 50 people in yeah.
Oh.
Like,
I loved apparently shooting them in the legs doesn't spare them.
oh, that's sad.
Yeah, and also the fact that calling a chopper with miniguns is also not a non-lethal.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Pretty fun though. Apparently that's actually a major theme of the game. In fact, what Taylor complained about what was it, the player invasions that could happen on your bases.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual thing that's a part of the game because the arms race is one of the major themes of the game because I continue to say it because over and over again.
I
You
say
need to
over and
continue.
over
Yeah,
again.
you need to continue to outplay your enemies, and they will try to outplay you. So, continuously building up your arms, stealing from others, hoping they don't steal from you. That
That
it's
plays
an
into it.
endless
It
arms race.
conveys the spirit of the times.
It's
Yeah,
it's canon, right? It's like part of the canon. It's like they try to fit
Yeah,
the canon.
like arms race was already part of the story for pretty much most of the Metal Gears, but it's MGSV, MGS5, whatever. It's the first time in which that was actually shown through gameplay mechanics.
I see.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, not a bad way to end the series, although it could have been better, Konami. Pachinko. Pachinko.
What is pachinko?
So anyway,
What is
it's
this?
pachinko. It's just pachinko all the way down.
Because Konami is now like outsourcing their video game franchises to pachinko machines.
I thought they were
what
the
is
guys who
pachinko
were making
machines?
pachinko machines.
They're
lo-
game like they're like slot machines basically.
Oh,
Except,
what?
yeah. I guess I could send you a picture or video. Basically, you had these little metal marbles that you shoot using either a lever or a twisting knob that controls how strong it is. Think pinball machine,
Okay.
and then it goes through possibly randomized sections. Well, actually, think of a pinball machine in which you don't have little levers to hit the ball back up. It
Oh.
lands in somewhere, and that's how you get your points. So there's slightly more
Control.
choice slightly more control than a slot machine, but it's still basically
Luck.
it's basically a slot machine in a country in which gambling is might still be illegal. It's their
might
way of
still-
getting around the slot machine ban.
Oh wow,
I
that's
see. Okay.
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and
I mean, there's
obvi-
always going to be. I'm pretty sure that opening cases is technically gambling.
In CS:GO and
Yeah. Anything that has to do with online things that you can buy and sell for money. That's
once you
gambling.
I think like once you start putting RNG like into chance into into putting money into something, then it becomes gambling.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah. So
In fact, there are countries in which games have to remove that case system before they can be imported because the law against gambling extends all the way to that.
what countries?
I'm for that.
What countries?
That-
I think it might have been Korea, but that doesn't matter because their free to play system is shit anyways.
Well, Then in that case, does that mean that
bashing an
Counter-Strike?
entire nation's free-to-play system.
Does that mean that
Ooh.
CS:GO is like actually that is like banned in Korea then?
I think CS:GO is banned in South Korea.
Huh.
I'm not sure. It might be, but it doesn't matter because their free-to-play shooters already has the majority of market over there. So retail games are unable to make a dent over there because of how free-to-play games ma- mates free-to-play games are the Korean game market. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Is that
That's
all you've
it.
been testing?
Uh, would you call that testing?
Well-
Well, yeah, that's all for me.
Sorry, I'm still stuck in the tested podcast mindset.
You've been watching too many other podcasts, James. You gotta stay loyal to this one, or else we'll never win.
I know. Ravenstorm. Oh wait, no, you already talked about your stuff. Oh wait, no, Taylor's in here. Oh no. All right.
That means it's your turn.
Oh no. Oh no. I've been fiscally irresponsible this week,
Oh,
and
oh, by the way, your profile picture. Everyone can go check it out on Addendum.com right now. Your profile picture, James, makes it seems like you're very financially libertarian.
I'm not getting anything while searching addendum.com.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the GitHub is like it doesn't redirect. Make sure the domain is directing properly. While Ravenstorm gets that sorted out, I bought a monitor desk mount.
oh,
If you ever have more than one monitor desk mounts are the greatest things ever. Because one, it saves me some precious desk space, even though I have so much of it on my IKEA Galant desk. And two, it just lets me adjust my second monitor however I want it. I can make it in portrait, I can make it in landscape whenever I want, and I could just adjust how far away far away I am from the monitors. I could tilt, rotate, all that good stuff. Anyways, it's all goodbye.
Nice.
But the second thing, the main thing that I purchased was, or I received, it was more of a birthday present, but whatever. Is the Sony Xperia Z5. Another thing to add to my C5 Compact, actually, to be specific. Another thing to add to my hipster repertoire is that my phone is so hipster I had to import it from the UK. It is not available in the US. I had to import it again, as I said, and so you have to so I had to order it from some retailer in the UK, and it came in this week, and it was amazing actually. I ordered it, and they still did 2-day shipping.
Oh, really?
From the UK.
Nice.
It was insane. Like, I don't know how they did it, but yeah, I've had it for a couple days now, and
airplanes. Love
airplanes.
Yeah.
This thing is pretty great. I like small phones. I don't like having a big phone. I'm not a fan of big phones, which is why I like.
He's a little hands man.
I'm a little hands man. And this phone is actually smaller than my previous phone, the Nexus 4, which is saying a lot because the Nexus 4
Smaller
was
than your
small.
previous hands.
Yeah. It's got a fingerprint reader, which I'm addicted to just like turning off and turning on again just to unlock it.
Yeah, my brother's S5 has a fingerprint scanner, and I'm amazed by it, honestly.
It's fun
I
to
don't
do.
understand how it works.
It's pretty fun to do. Sometimes it's a little spotty when my hands are sweaty, but minor flaw. It's got a phenomenal camera. That profile picture is from my camera.
Indeed, it is.
It's pretty good. It's good as far as camera phones go. So.
I actually thought that you were talking about a mirrorless camera for a while when I initially received those pictures. So yeah, I can attest the quality is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Pretty damn good.
And it's pretty snappy. The only thing I don't like about it is that there's a ton of Sony bloatware on it.
Oh,
I
crap.
kind of get rid of it by going to the just using Nova Launcher as my launcher, and then everything looks like stock. I highly recommend Nova Launcher for you Android kids out there. So
That's part of my Stock Plus initiative thing, guidebook, web magazine bit. Nova Launcher.
You know.
Do you have
Oh.
any? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, just one last thing about the phone is that it has expandable storage.
Ooh, of course.
It already starts at 32 gigabytes,
Nice.
and for good reason too. But it's also got a micro SD card slot. I have a 64 gigabyte Samsung micro SD card in here, giving me a total of
Jeez.
96 gigabytes of just massive amounts of storage. I threw my entire music collection on my phone, and I'm throwing like a ton of wallpapers on it, and like I could throw podcasts on it now. Like I could
Nice.
I could listen to like whatever I want, and just have whatever I want. I could throw movies on here if I wanted to, and the battery life is really good. It'll get even better with the new update, but
When does it? Okay, so I'd like to know something.
Mhm.
Are there smartphones with HDMI out?
it doesn't have HDMI out. It does like screencasting, and I think there's like a wireless display thing and all that. There's no HDMI on this. It's just micro USB, just micro USB.
If there were a way to do that, then having a movie collection on a phone would seem like such a better idea, and it would be a reason to buy a movie.
I see what you mean now. I think
So you could bring around like movies and just plug it into a TV. It's like anywhere.
I think there's something called micro USB 8 MHL, which is it's an adapter that you could do, and it will it basically it's a micro USB, and it plugs into your phone, and the other side is an HDMI output. So yes, I think you can.
Nice.
It's great. And we talked about MHL a few several podcasts ago. I think if you remember, it was like the standard
I do.
huge bandwidth, like 8K,
Yep.
120 hertz, whatever.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
what it is.
seemingly ridiculous now. I mean, my dad has this little 32 gigabyte micro SD card, and today that he had me load some pictures onto, and I was just astounded by how tiny it was. And I remember like the hard disks of old with like 500 megabytes that were just giant, and this is like it's so much bigger. It's hefty.
For sure.
And it's so small and so accessible, cheap.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, so yeah, that's my experience with the Z5 Compact. The only drawback is the price. It's really ungodly expensive. It's $550.
Oh, you fool!
You
Yes.
fiscally irresponsible.
You fool!
Yeah,
Buffoon.
it was a gift, so like I was kind of spoiled, really terribly spoiled. I hate it.
It was a gift. Okay, that's okay. That's
That
okay.
fiscally irresponsible. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, you fool.
Yeah, no, I would never spend this much on a phone. I would have gotten a OnePlus X. Not gonna lie, but you know, for what you get, it's pretty great. So hopefully this phone will last me for the next 3 to 4 years, because I don't want to buy a phone every 2 years like all you other scrub lords out there.
Oh, all you other. I haven't bought a phone in wait.
Nope.
Yeah, I haven't bought a phone in. When did the iPhone 5 come out?
5S or 5?
I actually don't know.
The regular 5, because that's the last time I bought a phone.
That came out in 2012.
Yeah, so I haven't bought one in 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't bought one because I'm poor though. Like if I just had a bunch of money, I would be buying these things all the time.
Every 6 months.
Actually, I just if I had the money, I'd just commission myself a custom-made device,
That
you
never
know,
have to
that would
replace.
last forever.
Yeah.
You know,
It
could happen.
I feel like a super weird person now because I have 2 phones. Like now I have 2 phones on my desk.
you should feel bad.
I
You should
do.
feel just
I feel
straight
pretty
up bad.
Like now I have my desk phone and then I have my bed phone. Not good.
You should make one of them replace a microprocessor of some sort and just automate your room somehow.
I might
automate
actually.
your-
I might pass it on. I might give it to one of my friends who's stuck on a dumb phone. I might do that.
As in
Do
an
that.
old phone?
Yeah, I have a friend that's still on a dumb phone, so I might give it to him.
Well, if it's a flip phone, it's not a dumb phone. It's a cool phone.
Sleek.
Razor.
Sleek. Oh, motherfucker.
I think
I'm sorry. I'm playing Rocket League. I got into comp. I'm gonna have to bleep that one.
No, remember we decided to
Oh,
not.
that's right.
No more censoring, guys.
Oh, it's
Let the
it's
floodgates
raw.
open. Let the floodgates open.
It's raw.
So I think it's
Right.
about time we close out.
It is.
Yeah. So,
Please visit addendum.com, and also I'd like to tell our listeners, it would, as someone developing a website and a group of people who will be hosting content, we're trying to help you out, you know. We're doing this to maybe bring our perspectives to you, and even if you haven't solicited that, we would still appreciate that you help us out likewise by sharing our stuff,
yeah,
sharing our page,
share our
just
page.
linking to it or something. That's literally the biggest help that you could provide.
And don't forget to give us and feedback. Feedback is also helpful.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
feedback
we
is
can't improve
is,
unless someone tells us we're doing something wrong.
yeah,
So
right. I'm gonna try to improve, the website with a serious update every 2 weeks. It will be significantly different in some way once every 2 weeks.
right.
Uh, and content hopefully will have like a twice
that.
monthly new harvest as well.
I like
A
that.
new harvest of
I like
content.
that. Yeah.
But also something fresh uploaded every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going for. It's going to be so great, guys.
Very exciting things to
Look
come.
forward to it. Yep.
So thank you for listening. This week's outro and intro brought to you by Grant Webster. Check out his SoundCloud link in the video description. Max, your channel is in the video description as well. Still, I'm too lazy to fix it. Unless if you wanted to take it off, but it's still there. And without further ado, thank you for listening. On behalf of Ravenstorm, the now absent Taylor, Max, and myself, we'll see you next time.